Rene, how do you instill a culture of accountability in the team?
We were talking about this earlier, right? You just got to hold them accountable there, Jeremy. Okay. Okay, no. Okay, so how's the culture? I think you have to treat people like adults first. I was telling a team this the other day that has a lot of young employees. I said, I don't care if they're in high school or if they're grandparents. If they're working at our company, they're adults, okay? Mm-hmm. And so they need to be treated that way, because a lot of times we could say, hey, these kids, and then you start kind of treating them like a parent. So come with that premise. Everyone here is equally an adult. So you got to have that for accountability. You have to have your expectations documented and clearly understood. Accountability can't happen until people understand what they are supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it. You know, what is the ideal client? What's the qualifying criteria? How much are they supposed to be? What activity they're supposed to do? What are the results they're supposed to have? Which territory should they be working? Which contacts should they be contacting or not? We can take these things for granted, but the more specific you can make it for people, then they just do the work. And then they have to, their creativity is more about their conversation, and how they approach that and how they listen and how they network to get into the right people. So to get accountability, you have to define expectations more than you think you do, if you really want a good accountable environment. And then you need to monitor your key expectations. Like I said in the sales meeting, showing the leaderboard, any areas you're trying to strengthen, you kind of focus on that a little bit more. So you display objective data to help them see a mirror in themselves. So that's the accountability. Now they got the mirror in front of them. And then what are they going to do with it? They start becoming more accountable when they're actually, making decisions to get better. When they're making excuses on why not, that's a weak accountable culture. And it happens. And sometimes that's just a habit because no one's told them, like, okay, I get it, but let's just play this game. We did it or we didn't. What are we going to do about it? So accountability is be honest about the result and what's your next action. It's just that simple, but if they don't know the expectation, they don't know if they did or they didn't do it.
I have a follow-up question on this one, Rene, because, with other revenue leaders I speak with, there's this fine line between holding people accountable versus the feeling of they're being micromanagers. So what's your thought on that? Where do you draw the line? What are your just thoughts around accountability versus micromanagement?
Okay, well, micromanager usually is a control issue with the manager. So, it's hard. That's usually when I can see it more. Is it if I'm over managing to solve my own internal anxiety, that comes across like micromanaging, or a very young manager who doesn't know any better, so on. But when it comes to accountability, the two there, one of the ways I think I set the foundation for my teams is that I tell them, I'm not here to hold you accountable. I don't care. I mean, I could use that phrasing, but I kind of set the boundary, said, like, we have a culture of accountability. You are here to hold yourself accountable. I'm accountable to make sure you understand what we expect and you understand how we expect you to do it. You're accountable for the results and activity. Okay. So if I'm not doing my job, then I got to work harder at my end. Yeah. But I don't go sell and I don't go make calls. That's your job. And so clearly defining each other's responsibilities and accountability helps me set that up, where I'm focusing on me, you focus on you, but we have to know what we're supposed to be doing. Otherwise, it's just too easy to skate in between,